Alright friends, this is data lesson number 5, and you should be on page number 12. Remember, data shows us information in a visual form. So today, we're going to be looking at what is called a pie graph. So the idea of a pie is that all pies are circular, and when you have a pie, you cut it into different pieces. So the idea of a pie graph is that it's taken a circle, and it showed you the percent of that piece. So, it's pretty simple, kind of like a bar graph, but it looks a little different. So I'm going to work through all of the first 5 questions with you. So looking at number 1, the question is, who won the election? So I can see from the title that what I'm looking at are the results of a class election. So an election is when people run to have a leadership position. So it looks like Wendy, Vanessa, Oliver, Mike, Luke, and Paige all wanted to be class president. So they ran and they had an election. So it wants to know who won. Well, how am I going to figure out who won? I'm going to figure out who won by seeing who had the biggest percent. So I have 14, 12, 9, 29, and 21. Well, 29 is the biggest number, so that means Wendy won this. The next question asks, who got the least number of votes? Okay, so who came in last place? Well, if the winner had the biggest number, I'm going to guess that the loser, or who had the least number of votes, had the smallest number. So 14, 12, 9, 22, and 21. Well, 9 is the smallest, so that means Paige had the smallest. Now, number 3 is really tricky. It says, what percent of people voted for Oliver? So, of course, I want to look at Oliver's name, and I see there isn't a percent there. And I want to know why. Well, because I want you to figure it out. So, 1 pie is always equal to 100%. So, I have to do a 2-step cross-check. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add all the numbers they gave me. So Wendy had 29. Vanessa had 21. Mike had 14. Luke had 12. And Paige had 9. So I'm going to add these up. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So I'm going to carry my 2, mark my 5, add out a column. 2, 4, 6, 8. So I currently have 85% accounted for. So now I'm going to take 100 and subtract 85. Alright, friends, re-rev our brains about October here. Is there more on the floor or more on top? Ooh, there's definitely more on the floor, so I need to borrow. Oh, that friend doesn't have anything, so I'm going to borrow from this friend. He has 0, 10. This friend needs to borrow 9, 10. So 10 minus 5, there's now more on the top, is 5. 9 minus 1, or I'm sorry, 9 minus 8 is 15. So 15% voted for Oliver. Number 4 says, what percent of the people voted for either Luke or Oliver? So 15 voted for Oliver, and 12 voted for Luke. So 27% voted for either Luke or Oliver. The next question says, which 2 candidates had about half the votes? Remember, half is the fraction 1 over 2. So if I was to split this piece of pie into 2 parts, which 2 candidates are on one side? And I can see that Wendy and Vanessa share half, or 1 out of the 2 parts. So the answer is Vanessa and Wendy. So the rest of these problems are all the same. So if you need to use a calculator to do this math, that's fine. Just make sure you tell an adult. So you're going to finish page 12 and then ask an adult to check you, then page 13 and page 14.